Welcome to Trash Trades,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming back
More energy.
to one of the fucking trashiest and most rubbish and shiitake version of the shows. We're so bad that sometimes our charts grow mushrooms. That's how much manure and compost is laying on these candlesticks.
Whoa.
And that's right. Here's VJ. That's me. And my boy Luca, the Italian Irish little fucking pipsqueak.
Wow, pipsqueak.
Joe Pesci. They're both are the same. You know, Mr. Milwani would say, you know, you might be a little squeaking. So we'll go with him. But to me, you're Joe Pesci, absolutely. And I'm De Niro. Okay. VJ De Niro and Luca Pesci.
You Jew motherfucker, you. I know. You know that was actually Joe Pesci. That wasn't me. That was actually Joe Pesci.
Yeah, but
you know, he just appeared on the show.
You should tell Joe. In today's environment, let's keep it chilled, Mr. Pesci.
I mean, listen, I'll tell you something. Joe Pesci, we actually got Joe Pesci on right there as a cameo just to say those words. So it wasn't me, it was Joe Pesci. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tell Mr. Pesci, and we appreciate everything you said.
Yeah, we'll talk to him next time. Maybe Joe Pesci will make another appearance in the future.
Listen.
You never know.
Let me just say, listen, Joe Pesci, we really appreciate you. All your movies have been great. Raging Bull, Goodfellas, Casino. But honestly, we all know that your best movie ever was Home Alone and Home Alone 2, and that's okay. We all love you, regardless of which. You need to watch what you say, especially regarding these type of religions in the Middle East. And the show's really not about that. And, you know, we pray for everybody. We hope everyone in the world's doing okay. And then now I'm back onto the show. And roll the intro.
Order, Phil.
Actually, we're not done with the intro, but I just wanted to Luca a chance to just hit the noise because I'm hitting him with all sorts of sauce. He thought I had no energy. This guy.
Okay, you interrupted.
7 hours of sleep. No, 7 hours of sleep, and I'm just getting started. I'm not recording my screen, but if you guys remember, I have a purple background as part of my NQ background, and there was a little pipsqueak. I don't know if it was Luca Pesci, but there was a pipsqueak in here a few weeks ago, a couple episodes ago, whenever it was, who absolutely abhorred the purple.
Yeah, it was
the inventiveness of the colors, just the sheer, just majesticness, the old royal purple of my charts, of what I was trying to place, the purple weed that I smell. Just like that, he wanted to disrespect it, say, yeah, you know, not good, you know, maybe, I don't know. He became Kevin Hart instead of Joe Pesci. I didn't like it. But I accepted it. He could do whatever he wants. And my other chart, you know, it's a light pink. I'm a little all over the place. I'm a little extravagant. I guess you guys could probably see that. Okay? And then look at this guy's fucking chart now.
You know what?
Put it back to purple.
Hold on. No, yeah, it needs to be purple.
Just put it back to purple. Yeah, just put it back
needs to be purple. Yeah.
Yeah, don't change it because of how dope this intro is, okay? So look at this chart. You guys see it? Fantastic.
I'm just saying.
No. Let me cook.
Okay.
I'm in the kitchen. Let me cook. Okay. What a chart. Majestic purple notes. Black candlesticks. White up close candles. Black down close candles. Volume unnecessary. Outlines of the black candles is blue. He colorblind. But it's K. It's fine. It's personal. And I say I accept it. As I'm going to accept this absolute trash trade. Luca, your chart looks fire. Don't you ever criticize me again. And roll the intro for the second time.
Order, Phil.
Okay, how's it going, guys? My first time talking here on the show. I think
Shut the fuck up, man.
Joe Pesci.
How you doing, by the way? Shut up, man.
Joe Pesci, I think he was here and there, but, you know, here I am anyway. Back on the show. Anyway, this is my little trade. You know, if you guys miss me, here I am. A lot of VJ in these episodes. Anyway,
not in the clips. Have you guys been seeing the socials? I've been keeping count.
Wow.
I guess the ones that hit, they just got me talking, huh, Luca? God, I'm a star. I'm just fucking with you. You're just killing it, man. Come on, man. Come on.
All right.
You're out here. You're out here killing it.
I think we might need a third intro for this trade.
Roll the intro, bitches.
Order filled.
Okay. All right. Here you go. We're ready. Down for business. Enough fucking v-jizzle. Anyway, here we go. This is a longer term play. I was looking at a bias, but I executed on my bias. Sometimes I have a long term bias, which I enter a long term contract and then play 0 DTEs during that, trade as it plays out.
Real quick, before you get going, since we're gonna try to make these, we're making some adjustment, guys. So since we're gonna try to make some of these clips a little bit more clear and educational, I'm going to sometimes ask you a few questions that I think the audience may. And whenever I'm doing a trade, please do the same as well. Okay, Luca?
Absolutely.
What is this higher time frame, longer time frame that you're talking about? What is the time frame? And what is the bias?
That is a beautiful question right there. Give it up for VJ's beautiful question. Anyway, here you go. I had a longer term bias on the 30-minute chart. I kind of swing between the 30-minute and the hourly just to get a gist of the overall trend for the day. And then I will make a bias if I'm bullish or bearish for the next hour, for the next 2 hours, maybe even for the the rest of the day. So I kind of form this bias on a higher time frame, and then I'll multi time frame analyze a trade, and then I'll go in on a smaller time frame. But you guys know me. Come on. You guys know me with my 0.618, with my fair value gaps, with my liquidity rules. You already know. Okay, so you already see the gist of this trade. Maybe this strategy isn't working. Because every single time I got a trash trade, it's on this strategy. And guess what? They don't do too well. I mean, they do well, but, not in these instances. Anyway, here you go.
Wait, you're talking about what? Are you saying using the 30-minute to the 1 hour doesn't work that well, or using the 618?
The 618 for value up strategy. So
okay. Now explain the strategy.
Yeah, of course. So I am kind of a fib / liquidity trader. So I would, I'd draw fibs from highs and lows of ranges, and then I'd look for entries inside of different fib levels.
What's the high and low you used here?
So the high and low I used here was this high and this low on the 1 minute chart. So it was around a 15, maybe it was a hour drop ish. Yeah, it was around an hour drop. But I drew the fib from the high and low, and now I'm looking to find an entry within these levels.
Okay.
So how I pinpoint my entry is I also look for fair value gaps. Fair value gaps are they're a type of range. Three candlestick pattern, which indicates a range of potential liquidity to be filled or to be drawn to, all of the above. But I found this on the 1 minute just above this high. Sweep the high into the fair value gap. This is what I'm thinking for a rejection. So straight away, I entered and I got a pinpoint exact entry. I was thinking there's no, this trade is perfect. I literally got in the middle of this fair value gap. I think I was right here. Straight away it's rejecting. So I'm happy. As you can see, it's really has rejecting. So I'm thinking, listen, we could target this low. There's equal lows here.
This is yesterday, isn't it?
No, it was a couple days ago. I think it was Monday. But I kept my stop above here, and I was ready for the trade. I'm just gonna play the. I'll go on the 3 here just for a second. I'll play the clip. So straight away, what tends to happen is we kind of get a smaller rejection on a smaller time frame. So again, I draw another fib, and I'd see another potential entry. So we kind of swing around this 0.618 area, and then soon you can see that we swept this high, created a equal high. So this is technically liquidity. It's what a lot of SMC traders and even pattern traders look for is equal or relatively equal highs to the cent, or in a varied range. Anything that looks precise. And it happens that this was also a 5 minute equal high or double top that it says here. But this is a form of liquidity. So straight away, there was liquidity against my entry. So I entered and there was liquidity pools that are starting to form against me for a move up against me. Which was I was fine with. I was just in the trade. And it quickly moved down. I thought well, so far it looks good, right? We're rejecting from my area. I got a pinpoint entry. Everything's looking good. There's been no rejection except maybe that tiny little bit of liquidity. And I was holding this trade for I think 15, 30 minutes until you can see an open.
I remember this day. I know exactly. I entered against you, but I closed my position early because it looks like it could potentially fail. And honestly, some people we know entered with you as well.
Yeah. No,
so I could completely. The reasoning is completely serious, but I'm gonna tell you why that sort of doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely got my own reasons for my strategy. But listen, I got to be honest. We kept chopping around this area and we kept creating more and more liquidity. As you can see, if you guys are paying attention and you guys are looking, we can see another equal high here. So that's even more liquidity. The price is drawing to these areas. Jesus, I clicked the wrong one. So it's against me. And I was still in this no matter what. I kind of had my stop or whatever. It quickly swept these liquidities, this liquidity area, swept this high. So I was, down on my position. And then it kind of chopped around a little bit more. It was looking better on higher time frames because of my Pukul or whatever. And then it stopped me out. And I'm not going to lie, it stopped me out and it stopped me out pretty aggressive. The only I think the real mistake I did here was I had absolutely no reason to hold my stop loss all the way up there. I should have moved it down. On the 15-minute, once we closed this wick here, I was expecting another candlestick down. If this starts to engulf, it completely invalidates my entry. It's probably going to inverse this gap. Jesus, it's probably going to inverse this gap. And again, it kept on sweeping liquidity. So the draw was up. I got wrong. I was wrong on my TA on this smaller time frame. But more importantly, when I go out and I zoom out onto a higher time frame, what I see is I am playing exactly against my own strategy. I'm looking for a high that sweeps. So straight away we get this displacement above this high. Hold on. This I was meant to have an arrow. Here you go. So we get this displacement above this high. So this low is strong, right? We this low caused this high to be swept. This high right here to be swept. So this low would be respected. So if that low would be respected, and that's a good place for your stop loss, again, I draw my fib, and here's a rejection of the 0.786, and even a sweep of this candle. So technically, my own strategy was never invalidated on a higher time frame. So technically, if I was only trading on the 30-minute or the hour, I would have played my strategy, but not on the smaller time frame. I just focused too much on the smaller time frame. I found an excuse to have an entry. And as you can see, even how well and how perfect my execution was and my entry was specifically, the price still moves against you because of those higher time frames. The higher time frame is the killer of this trade. And to be honest, if I look back and I see the higher time frame and what I was looking at, it was so obvious that I got too caught up in these 1 minute charts, these 5 minute charts, because I would have seen this massive move and this massive displacement on a higher time frame. So my draw should have been up in the first place. VJ, what's your thoughts?
So I remember this day. It's trickier on ES. Go to the daily. So yeah, if you zoom out, okay, you got all these levels. I got to see on your chart, but because okay, so on the daily there was a huge sell model which we had fulfilled before that day, and as you can see, we swept those lows to come
Yeah.
up before a move down. I'm looking, and I was looking for that volume imbalance and fair value gap above us, which we eventually end up tagging before we started the move out currently that we're doing. Because once you take external liquidity, you want to be looking for internal on the same time frame. So we took daily, so it's starting to get into that gap, right? So that might be enough, but you want to like sort of see like where it goes. Yeah, play the next couple days, see if like okay, see that high, that high from that day. Hold on, now
Yep, it's
go
right
up to the
here.
top. Yeah, go up to the top. No, the next high.
No, hold up. I'm gonna just zoom in the time frames and then play it.
Okay, go up.
This top here.
No, do not go, zoom in the time frames. That's not the point. The point is to go on the daily. Now zoom up. Go up. Okay. You see, it took external range liquidity at the bottom. 3 days later, it goes to a fair value gap.
So BJ is saying that this liquidity got swept here of this low, and then
Yes. We go to a fair value gap or volume imbalance, depending if you have the set price. What's your settlement price in the corner? I can't see your screen. We're dealing with like. Is it on?
it's yeah, no, it's
Okay, click it.
hold on. This is adjust for dividends. Oh wait, hold on.
No,
No,
this
it
is
is.
different.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's on SPY though. I think that's your.
Okay, yeah. Either way, yeah. Okay, so set it back to whatever you did. But then that is what I'm looking for before I'm looking for a reversal on that time frame. And as you know, I play larger moves, so that's I've been playing. I normally play market maker. Like this is due to MMXM Trader. Thank you to him for like this model clearing it up. I've been playing market maker models from what I could find out online, but I found out how to frame them better, so I could play like intraday moves up and down a little bit better. So that is where I'll be looking for that. Now, once it hits there, that's more of a smart money reversal. As you can see from there, hitting that critical, yes, that critical zone, sweeping all those highs. Now we go, that's internal. Now when we get internal, we're going to be looking for external. Now the external we're looking for is lower. Why? Because we are in a bearish structure. We're in an overall larger time frame sell program. If you looked on the monthly and the weekly, you'd see that we're selling. So that sweep of those lows to pop up, I was anticipating, high of the week to be like Tuesday or Wednesday, which this I think was Wednesday. We take this sweep, and then you saw what happened today, dump for all the lows. So go ahead, let's play the candles after that. We take that sweep, and then there it is. Now look left. Our target is external, which we take the new lows.
So this low right here.
Right. After we took those, and then we sort of settled down, and we went to like certain fair value gaps or whatever. I was trying to figure out what my targets would be. That's when I started taking longs. After we'd swept some major lows. I don't think it was there. I think it might have been the next day. Yeah, this is the next day we dumped further. So I didn't take longs there, see? And then keep looking. There's major levels like fair value gaps and some lows that we sweep. I think on ES, remember, there's a major sell side that we sweep on the daily. Go to the daily. Anyway, we're going too far. Let's go back to the play. The reason why your play sort of failed there was you our target was actually up.
Yeah.
And what you forgot was that at the start of that move, go to the 30-minute where you're at the lows there. Because remember, we're always like thinking displacement. Well, sweeps cause temporary displacement. What does that low do? And what time is it?
You're talking about this low.
No, the most recent low before the move where you try to short it. Yeah. What does that low do? What time is that low?
That is 12:30.
Okay. So in the beginning of the day we dumped, okay? But then we swept major lows. I believe they were like Asia or London lows, okay? And we're still bullish. and then we started breaking structure to the upside. We're bullish temporarily to get more liquidity, essentially, to make a bigger push down. So when we're bearish in the morning, everyone's like, oh, yeah, we're bearish for the day. We're going to keep dumping. It's like, if we're really going to be bearish, we need to go up first, more. It didn't really make sense for us to gap down, sweep those lows, and then just like we're just going to short it here. Like, no, we'll retrace to a larger time frame, higher time frame, fair value gap, grab some, orders, some liquidity on the way there, and then we'll start really dumping. So this is all like a larger, higher time frame choppy setup. When you start looking on the 30 and stuff, they start becoming real wicky, right?
Yeah,
and that's just because it's like setting up a smart money reversal type of situation. And it was another. Actually, I think, dude, the post that I put up on our socials is this. Go take a look.
Oh yes, it is. It is.
And it was 100%. Essentially like how I was able to use that to like take that. And I was just waiting for that. That wick is a smart money reversal. So you shorted into the switch into bearish order flow. So essentially too early and didn't wait long enough. Because look, remember what I was saying about sweeps. They have to be real. That sweep of that high is too shallow. It is not going to cause the move that you want. It'll cause a minor move. Even today, if you look, I went into longs too early because the sweep was too shallow. And if I took them for real, I got stopped out. And then when they went again, then they really ran the stops. And a lot of times you'll see in key areas, they do fake stop runs to sort of like build up liquidity, to look like they took it, bounce up a little bit, and then really dig in. Real stop runs, and I've learned this from some of the really good SMC guys on Twitter and their posts and stuff. Real stop runs are deep, not shallow. If they're going to really be institutional order flow switches and change the order flow, they'll be deep. And you see that run. That is a sweep. It took all the equal highs out and said, now we're shortened for the rest of the week. That's the type of the stuff you want to anticipate and play for when it's a sort of question. Maybe it's probably going to fail, and you probably have to sort of scalp it and push your stops up. And today, like if you go to today, we'll just show them because we could use this because we're going to have like a more of an education section for you guys because we know that's what you guys want. Go and look at the today's price action before the bounce. Yeah, just move it to the most recent time.
Oh,
before the bounce I played, or that I was going to play, but we were on the phone, so I didn't catch it. Now look at look where it took. It took a key thing, but you see that first initial bounce. Okay, so look at the big sweep that caused the bounce. That one, that one, I would have taken longs, and it would have failed. It's too little, even though it kept building up liquidity. But then look at the other one. It runs a key level and all of them deeper. See, look at it on the 1 minute, and you would have made some money. You would have made some money on that like thing, and it, like if you trimmed out or you put in your stops to break even. But it doesn't play like the next one does, where it sets up a breaker, it sets up a fair value gap, it hits it to the T, and then it runs 35, 36 ES points from that entry.
Yeah,
and it didn't hit high a day. It based on my analysis, it shouldn't hit high a day because we already hit the switch. So I was tripping. I forgot my own analysis from yesterday.
But you are definitely right about the shallow thing. Any small wicks, it's very likely that that's a smaller time frame manipulation because that's it's not
setting up relatively equal highs. Setting up relatively equal highs, like Luca was saying, like they don't have to be to the penny equal. The algo smart money, they will target them because they know that there's willing sellers or willing buyers there. Either people who want to enter or exit orders in the form of buy or sell orders, and they allow to offset their position in a process known as order pairing, where because their positions are so high, they need our stops, but not even retail stops, hedge fund stops, to be sitting in these areas because they have not one contract, not 5 contracts, not 30 contracts, but thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of contracts that they're trying to accumulate. And you already might be tripping about your fill speeds. Imagine theirs. They have to buy them in blocks. They get better fills when there's more people that are ready to buy the opposite way. That's why they tend to buy what we know in smart money called turtle soups, which are essentially like buying into the wick because you understand the price very well and you're willing to take that chance. Like they would have bought that these major sweeps, they would end up buying some of their positions there on the way up and on the way down as well.
Yeah, I think I think the key thing to um I really want the key thing for traders to take out of this trade is the higher time frame bias that you set before you trade is extremely important. Because if you have a higher time frame bias that is wrong, it will almost guarantee a fail of a shorter day trade, shorter scalp. I
Yeah.
think that's a key representation of this fact right here. Like I said previously, if I only just played to my simple strategy and I just executed based off of my longer term bias, I would have done a lot better. Because technically, there is nothing here that is screaming shorts. Until we
No.
break this low, there
Yep.
is no shorts that can be played.
Exactly. It's
So,
it's a trick because the sweep seemed like it broke it, but then if you look at both sides, it's like the weirdest part about these type of strategies is me and Luca both utilize the same ones. Is if the sweep in the breaker structure is not obvious, like it's not really real. You can play it or sort of scalp it. It will probably power a light retracement type of move. As like literally, this is what it did. That top move, that sweep, was playable for 100 points on NQ and like several points on ES right there. And you're right to play it. You just had to know we left relatively equal highs, so I can't really expect like us to hit like low of this entire consolidation area, low of this entire range. We're gonna like come for that because there's not enough. This is just a type of retracement. We're in a bullish. We're bullish until we hit that area, as you can see when we took that low. Straight bullishness, right? Look at the past low, Luca, at the very bottom there. You see with the liquidity that eventually gets swept at the bottom. No, the lowest low on the screen, right there. That's the switch, the bullish switch up.
yeah.
Okay, we sweep liquidity. You see, even before it looks like it sweeps and then it re-sweeps again. Usually at a key time, sends us up, breaks structure clearly, right? Where's the swing high that breaks? No, the swing high that we breaks
Oh,
to
yeah.
break structure. No, to the left. After the sweep, no, to a little bit in
After
between.
the sweep, it breaks.
That middle, yeah, it breaks that one, and then attempts to do there, but it breaks that one handily. Comes back there. That's probably an OTE for longs. Plays there. You can play shorts, but you have to understand. Like I'm not. It's not likely I go for low day. You know how Nate, as soon as you take a high, he's like, cool. I'm in now. Shorts, low day. If he even like, he's not even waiting for the high. He's just in for low day. Even if we're just raging upwards, it doesn't matter. But there, we retrace down to actually cause the final move up.
Exactly.
Right?
And this
the
was
final push up to the target, to the actual institutional target to reshort it. Go on.
to be honest, looking
Yes.
back at this, it's honestly quite embarrassing. Cuz
Yeah.
the I would say, I don't want to say the retail trader cuz we are retail traders, but the
Yeah.
normal beginner trader would look at this chart and would say, well, technically the draw is met because we did top this fair value gap. As VJ said previously, we really need to displace further. It has to be a large sweep of this gap. We need to sweep a lot further. So technically, until that large sweep executes, there is nothing that is pointing us to a bearish bias. In fact, a couple candles later, we get that sweep, we get that displacement, and now it's okay to look for shorts or to be bearish.
Do you mind if I add one thing?
Luca? Yeah, go for it.
Just also for your sake too. The sweep into the gap, it's actually better if it's shallow, because then it means like the price wants to run from it fast. Like it's better if it only trades to like halfway. That certainly don't want it to close halfway. It's the run of the previous highs that you want to be deep. And in this case, it needed to be deeper because it set them up relatively equal highs. There's 3 relatively equal highs, right? A failed sweep, there's one, and then there's a failed sweep in the middle, and then there's the other light sweep, and then there's the real sweep, right? And this is just a setup over days where there's liquidity pooling in the gap. And so the algo does want to tag the gap in order to like
Exactly.
balance it, but it really wants the liquidity more, because you can also frame this as it just grabbing the liquidity and then coming down into a higher time frame a higher time frame fair value gap down below, from going from ERL, the external range stops, to IRL, internal range imbalance. And since that's like those are like daily stops or like several hour stops, you can like search for like daily or weekly fair value gaps, which we end up getting and tagging as part of the short play.
Yeah. I
You
just
know,
think, to be honest, like as you said, we kind of had to have displaced above those highs before we can see lower
yes,
prices. And
yeah,
in this chance, because we didn't do that, there's really no indication for my long-term bias to be short. And
yeah.
to
It's okay, like if because you had a great entry for shorts. That's why you were, even if you were trying to just like scalp out of it, you would have made some money.
yeah, if my
The thing
bias was
is
right.
the thing is like I'm starting to realize like, and it was something I used to like ignore a lot, is like the strength of the. This is very key, I would say, for most traders who are trading SMC to follow. If the strength of the sweep will be somewhat proportional, if not quite directly proportional, to the strength of the move. If the sweep is pretty shallow and maybe questionable,
Yeah,
then you should be equally questioning your position, and be taking out profits sooner and moving your stops sooner, because you're likely in a fake move. And it's okay. A lot of us, like in anticipation of these moves, understanding these levels, get in there. I think the algo does it on purpose. It will build up often liquidity, sort of keep chasing the and stabbing at the lows that you were aiming for, and then remaking a low, and then remaking another low, and finally it will absolutely smack all of them, dig deeper into the liquidity pool that was there before, the new liquidity that is made positions, and then reverse in an explosive, obvious way that you're like, why was I even trading previously, and just
I
sort of guessing. You shouldn't
yeah,
have to guess. The chart should really make it very clear what it's doing. And then you just follow the chart and go. And if you don't understand the process, it's not that obvious to you, it's okay to sit on your hands, or it's okay to go very light and
exactly.
just get a little bit, and to minimize your risk and to take your profits out early. No one needs to be a champion when it comes to trading, especially if you're early. Like, we'll get to that, but come on, man, like give it some years at least.
Yeah. I in reality, I think the longer time frame bias is one thing, but like I said before, I also mismanaged this trade. I had a perfect entry. It started on the 1 minute. It started breaking structure down, but
Yeah.
it never displaced for this low.
I think you also weren't really paying much attention. You would assume that it was going to work, and you were trying. Like, this is what I realized I do a lot when I'm trying to maintain emotions in the trade, or what I started. I would like enter a trade, make sure I have a good entry, set my stop, set my PT, and then just not really look at it. I would look at it, but I'm not really being like, am I offsides? Like, what are the dangers here? Like, am I just simply wrong? And if you look at that on the 1 minute, just like how you have it, like I'm just seeing through the Snapchat screen, just go back on the 1 minute how you had it. Okay? While you're in that position, you cannot tell me that looks extremely bearish. There are no lows, no major lows that are being violated. And there are highs that are being violated on the way to your stop. And it looks like it's just setting up, just like you're saying, liquidity to just go up. And that little move down, it being rejected like that, like that's a major sign that it's not going to work.
Like, even though I had a pinpoint entry for a technically short bias, because we took this liquidity and we started displacing upwards, the draw was upwards. Even though I could get the best entry short, I should have been a
Mm-hmm.
better trader and recognized when my play invalidates. Because,
Yeah.
to be honest, this stop should have been at break even or even above this high. If it displaces this low, there should be if it displaces this high, even I could even move my stop all the way down to this high, because it should continue down, because I got my bias wrong, and because the long-term draw wasn't met on the long side. I could get the best entry short and it will still go against me.
I'll give you a compliment here though, to just like close this trade, because like the area where you entered was so bearish that it stopped. Like that's like it like stopped an absolute rocket in its tracks and like slowed it down for like an hour. Like that. So honestly, like I've taken like entries like that, and essentially like the algo's like, all right, we built up like a lot of stuff here, like we're just gonna have to work through, and you can absolutely like get in the wrong side, and like sometimes even in the right side. Like I was in those, and oh my god, I was in those. Oh guys, I gotta be on the fucking shit. Definitely, that's terrible. As I was saying, I was in those pause. I bought longs, but I lost my heart in those longs because of how much it chopped. But where you bought shorts, like it shows like it's a really good area. Like it slowed the price down from what it wanted to do, and it was extremely like bearish in that area. Essentially, like people, if they're wrong, they can have a chance to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like it's almost like the algo and smart money is like, yo, you might have like misread this. Like take a look and think about how much time is there where you could have just been like, you know what, this is bad.
It's nearly an hour. it's
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
This is what's crazy. Yeah, no, for real is.
Yeah, it is. Jesus.
No, because I got in. You see that first candle into the fair value gap?
Yes.
That first 1 minute candle into the fair value gap, I got in longs, and then I was just like, and it never hit my stop of those 1 minute lows, and I was just like, you know what? I'm already green. I don't want to mess up the day. Like, let's just stop. Like, you just been playing all this. Like, this is probably pushing for too much. And then it ran like well over 100 points on NQ, and so I mismanaged that trade too. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, holy shit. I don't think I have a trash trade to show for the next show because I think the trash trade is going to show is this one.
Ooh.
Should I show it, do you think?
I mean,
we went into this for a while. I'll take a look at it.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. If it's good enough. Well, listen, we're gonna
it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same. Like,
if it's up to standard. If it's up to standard, we'll show it. If not, it's okay.
I think I feel like we're doing it right now. I took the opposite side of the trade.
You know, it's fine. If
tell me this wasn't Wednesday. This was Wednesday, wasn't it?
This was Tuesday.
2 days ago. Sorry. I thought today was Friday. Yeah. This is 2 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I was pissed. I was killing it that day. And then I was in those, and I was like, and I talked myself out. I'm like, an hour? Like, is it really going to do it? Like, it just seems, it might be.
It gave me an hour to decide. It gave me a whole ass hour.
Yeah, but look, it gave me an hour, and I cut him. I would have pushed my stop up. Probably no, my stop was fine. Your stop was probably too wide. You're right.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I can forgive myself to getting a bias. By the way, this is moved down. My real stop was like up here. Or something.
Yeah, it's not that bad, bro. That stuff is fine.
For risk to reward wise, it's fine. I mean, the risk to reward is gonna be better because I'm doing a 618 strategy or fib strategy. But like
the thing is, yeah,
go for it.
Go on. And okay. So the thing about what I'm realizing with the stop is that the stop is not a magical box that's gonna turn the price around. The stop is like, okay, if a crazy wick happens, this is what I'm willing to take.
Exactly. No,
like,
right.
I'm willing to take this to give me this room. But, like, if you're right, your stop area should not be violated for that long. And that's what I'm starting to realize, that, like, when it's hanging out like that, like, look at look at the one, since we're just going to do it, like, look at the 1 minute, where I would have entered on that first retrace, like, against you right there in that fair value gap on that 1 minute. Okay? Yeah, right there. And then look at my stop is at the lows right there. It's not that far of a stop. Okay, how much am I risky? Like what, 3 points?
I mean, It's around. Spy is sent, so I'm not sure. It's around
Okay. Just say
3
whatever.
points.
What?
I'd say 3.5
Then
points.
go to the fair value gap because that was my target.
Fair value gap was
The one that caused the switch. So I was like, I'll
oh,
take it
all
as
the way
high
up
as
here.
possible. Yep. Now I think that it gets to it the next day though, doesn't it? We run out of time.
It gets to it after hours.
Yeah, exactly. But like go, yeah, I would have held it to like the highs of whenever I could.
I mean, it's valid. I don't
No,
see a
no, but
problem.
go to the closing time. You're not gonna swing
Closing is here.
That's not the same day, is it? Oh yeah, that is it. Yeah. So bring the price down. Yeah, because that was earnings. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I was still anticipating that, and I was like, wow, we don't have enough time. But then I was like, I bet you earnings will get it, and then earnings shot it out. And then not only did earnings shot it out, the candle after earnings immediately started the sell process. I'm like, watch this thing finish fast. And it was a full time. I've seen a daily market maker sell model finish in 1 day, less than a day from when it started. There, it hits its targets by the end of the day, by the end of the next day. It was the fastest one I've ever seen. It doesn't have that much time, but it was like just immediate, like no retracement, nothing.
No, I get you.
But what was the? Why'd you delete that? I was looking to see what the RR was. Legitimately, you just deleted that for no reason.
I just deleted it. You're right.
Perfect.
I can't even go back. Anyway,
yeah, seeing this?
Great way to conclude the episode.
Dude, you just press Control Z. You don't know how to press Control Z? He'll do it.
Ooh.
He'll bring it back.
Doing something. Nope. No historical data.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Anyway, we're gonna end the episode there.
Bag fumble. You guys see it.
Okay. You know.
This guy, he did all the thing and then didn't even.
I produced all these trash trades and I fumbled VJ's long. That went against me. And absolutely.
No. I was just trying to see what the. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Listen, we'll move on. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna end this episode here. We're gonna see the fucking next trade for VJ if it's gonna be entertaining or not or whatever. We're gonna talk about it. And also we're thinking, me and VJ have been behind the scenes for more, the development of the episodes. Maybe a guest, we're still experimenting. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you are a cutie. If you're a cutie and you want to kiss, listen. If you subscribe and you like, and maybe you could even type a little comment, and you let me know. Oh, you're getting a kiss. You're getting more than a kiss. Tell you that.
Luca, sorry, I didn't mean to cut it off, but the funniest thing, if you guys are looking at the screen, this screen right here, what's on Luca's screen, absolutely is like the perfect metaphor for the show. Just look at it. Do you see it? Yep. Just look at the arrow and the whole trade idea and where the price is and the stop loss and the target. I mean, that's the show right there. Just leave. I mean, whatever it is, that's just the perfect, just. Mwah.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right. That's more like it. All right, great show, man.
Yeah, we're gonna end this episode here. Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna come out with another episode real soon, and yeah, we're tweaking. Stay tuned. Seriously.
Not tweak it. Tweaking means being on drugs, so we ain't like that. But yeah, we're tweaking the show up. That's right.
Yeah.
He's Irish, guys. He says introduct.
I'm an innocent guy. All right. I don't do none of those bad boy. Okay, listen. Moving on. We're ending this fucking episode here. Fuck this shit.
Can't argue with that. All right, bye, you guys.